Alright guys, welcome to the channel. Hope you've all had a good day, or a blessed day. I've just jumped on a bus today to get out for a bit. I felt like I was losing my mind being stuck in all the time. Just jumped on a bus, went for a walk, then got a taxi back. So that's been my day pretty much. Still a bit bunged up, as you can probably hear. My chest's still a bit red, a bit raw, a bit gunky. But it's getting better gradually. That's all I can say. Now I'm on my antibiotics. Got one more to take tonight. Probably take that in about 2-3 hours. Yeah, got 5 days worth, so hopefully it'll be gone by the end of that 5 days. It's another reason why I've done this video, guys. It's another reason why I've done this video. I just want to say, God's been really pruning me lately. He's pruned me in the past, but not to this level, I would say. Pruned me quite a bit in the past. Different times, I really struggled and had to let go of old habits and patterns of thinking and stuff that the world's kind of like influenced and sort of like brainwashed me in a negative way, kind of thing, to some extent. Do you know what I mean? To some extent, that's how it was. Old ways of worldly thinking. Been through that pruning in the past, but yeah, I've really had an ego death this time, kind of thing. I didn't really think I had much of an ego, to be honest. But I've come to realise I did. And the bad habits and the old ways of thinking were quite deeply ingrained, more than what I'd like to admit, to be honest. But yeah, this time I feel like he's really gone to work on me, and he did last time. It improved. Things improved a lot. I changed quite a lot. But I feel like he's really been getting the last of the remnants, like, sort of thing. And really pruning what's been left behind, kind of thing. Like really putting me under the scalpel, and yeah, it's not been easy, but it's been necessary. I'm very self-reflective these days, or at least I have been in the last day or two. I analyse everything I think and feel, to be honest. That's how the Lord's got me now. yeah, I'm doing my best to change. I think I have changed. It's like every now and again, I might fall into old habits. But it's kind of like it's not as often now. It's a lot less often because I'm constantly thinking about how I'm thinking and feeling and constantly being self-reflective. Maybe you could say I'm too self-reflective, but I don't think I am. Because I think that's how we're supposed to be as humans. Do you know what I mean? We're supposed to learn and we're supposed to evolve. So um, yeah. And I believe God kind of like tests you and kind of like corrects you, well, or punishes you sometimes by what you know or what you should know, kind of thing. Remember when I was younger, I got away with a lot of stuff because I knew no better. I knew no better, but now I do know better. So the Lord corrects me accordingly when I slip into these ways of thinking and these patterns and these habits that don't no longer serve me, kind of thing. And were no good were never any good for me, but I didn't see it in the past, or maybe I did see it, but um, yeah, it was a part of life for me back then. I was around that, so it's just the way it was, kind of thing. But now I'm no longer around it. I see the error of it. I see the wrong in certain patterns of thinking, certain habits, certain yeah. I just it's like I'm very self-reflective now. I think about everything I think and feel, and I try and correct what if I think something bad or feel something bad. I question why, and I try and look at it under the microscope and try and like correct it, kind of thing. And God's been really being hard on my ass over this stuff. But it's been necessary because it's made me want to correct it. Do you know what I mean? So I'm thankful in that sense. It says you should take every thought captive to Christ, but you need the help of the Holy Spirit to do that. You can't do it on your own strength. Like God has to show you the error of your thinking or the error of. Sometimes it's subtle, sometimes it's not obvious. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes it's just bad habits and bad old patterns of thinking that worldly patterns of thinking that need changing, like that maybe most of the world kind of think and don't realise it needs changing, but God says it does. Do you know what I mean? And He's put it on my heart and on my in my spirit that it does need changing, kind of thing. So, so yeah, it's like a big thing for me now. It's like vanity. I can't stand vanity. Can't stand vanity now. I won't pose in the mirror. I won't look at myself for longer than a couple of seconds. I just brush my hair like once or twice maybe, and that's it. And I'm out the door. I won't look at myself in the mirror. I don't see myself as anything special anymore. Whereas I might have at one time. Do you know what I mean? Whereas now I don't. I just think if someone fancies you, they fancy you. But I don't. I've had an ego death in that sense. I've had a vanity death. Do you know what I mean? I don't believe in it. I don't think it's an attractive quality, being vain. I don't. Do you know what I mean? I'll be honest with you. It's not attractive at all. Do you know what I mean? Posing in the mirror and looking at yourself, and do you know what I mean? It's like, are you that important? Do you know what I mean? So there's more important things. Do you know what I mean? It's all by God's grace anyway. So um, that's it. It's all by God's grace. Do you know what I mean? I check myself now when I find myself kind of like even thinking along them lines. I check myself, and yeah, no one's that special. Do you know what I mean? God's the creator. God created everything. It's all His handiwork. So um, don't put anyone on a pedestal. Do you know what I mean? The way the world is, it worships people. Do you know what I mean? Like celebrities and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, I do admire some celebrities, the way they handle fame. Some of them is very impressive, but at the same time, not all. They've had to learn to do that. Do you know what I mean? They haven't always done that. A lot of them haven't. Do you know what I mean? They were probably quite. Do you know what I mean? Thinking they're the best at one point. Do you know what I mean? That to be humbled, just like anybody else. Do you know what I mean? It's what God does. Some of them probably still ain't humble. Do you know what I mean? But the ones that are, I respect. Um, yeah, it's one of them. But yeah, I don't think anyone should really be famous, really, because it's taking away the glory from God. Do you know what I mean? But we know the way the world is, and the one sex sells. Do you know what I mean? So that's kind of how it is. If it makes money, it makes money. So. But you won't see me signing up to have my ego inflated or to be put on a pedestal by anyone, because I realise I'm not that special. Do you know what I mean? The only one that's truly special is God. So He gives us all life. Um, it's a constant battle against the flesh. Do you know what I mean? It really is. To stop these old ways of thinking in the tracks. But it's necessary because it's wrong ways of thinking. It is. Do you know what I mean? It's all wrong ways of thinking. So I find it happening to myself. Sometimes I fall back into old habits, but I'm really trying to fight it. I really am. I try and check myself every single time now. I do you know what I mean? You gotta be self-reflective in life, do you know what I mean? It's the only way you grow, it's the only way the world improves, it's the only way we evolve, the way the world improves, do you know what I mean? The way the world's a better place. if you're not self-reflective, then so Michael Jackson said, I'm talking to the man in the mirror, I'm asking him to change his ways. No message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make a change. Do you know what I mean? It's true, do you know what I mean? It's 100% true. We've been really screwed up by the media and the world, do you know what I mean? And different opinions and different wrong ways of thinking. I think everyone's been affected by that stuff if they're honest, do you know what I mean? But there comes a point where God has to reveal to you that it's all wrong, and you need to change your ways, do you know what I mean? You need to be self-reflective, and God will correct you anyway, do you know what I mean? When you're ready to be corrected, He'll correct you. Sometimes painfully, like He has done with me. Or made you very uncomfortable, put it like that. He's done it with me. It's not felt good, but it's been necessary, do you know what I mean? Occasionally I fall back into old habits, but I'm trying to stop them in the tracks and try not to let it happen too much. I'm always trying to change for the better now, and God's trying to change me for the better. Well, He has changed me for the better in a lot of ways, and now anyway. But I'm still a work in progress, you know what I mean? But He's certainly changed me in a lot of ways. I think differently now. I've had an ego death, like I say. Very self-reflective now. I know I'm not better than anybody else. I know I'm not special. I know I'm just a man, just a creation of God. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them. That's it now. And no matter what heights I reach, no matter where I get to in life, I still think the same because I know it to be the truth. Do you know what I mean? But we're all judged and corrected, I believe, on what we know or what we should know. And it's different for everyone because we're all at different stages along in our life and journey. Some people have learnt some things that other people haven't learnt, and the more I've learnt other things that other people have learnt, it's it's one of them. Maybe further apart, further along the way in career, but they might not be there spiritually, or they might not be there mentally, or they might or vice versa. Do you know what I mean? So some people might be good at the gym. Do you know what I mean? They're further along in that sense, but they might not be as good. They might not be as, I don't know, as further along in the career as another person who might not be good at the gym. Like it's similar to that, but in terms of spirituality and in terms of spirituality or mental strength, do you know what I mean, or mentality. But yeah, guys, I think you can see where I'm going with this. I think you can see where I'm going with all this basically. So yeah, that's all I want to say. So yeah, I hope this helps someone, or I hope this makes some people think and reflect. Like the Lord's been making me reflect lately and change my ways and have an ego death. And I wouldn't say I had a massive ego in the first place. I've never, God's humbled me in a lot of ways throughout my life. So definitely, I've never had a massive. Well, I did when I was younger, but like in recent times, I've not had a massive ego. But I did have an ego. I still had an ego, and I didn't realise that, or it didn't really like. I didn't see it as a problem, but now I do see it as a problem, and it's like it's totally. I've had a death. Like I hate vanity. I don't like people who look down on others. I don't like people who, do you know what I mean? Who think they're better than others. Who are people who are vain. I'm not a big fan of that mentality. But at the same time, I understand it because I've kind of like we're all influenced by the world and different ways of thinking and all the different opinions of the world and all the problems in the world and the media and everything. We're all influenced by all of it. So I totally understand. I don't judge people for being like that, but I just don't kind of like subscribe to that way of thinking anymore. Not judging them because I know the way the world is, but don't subscribe to that way of thinking anymore. I just don't. So yeah, that's all I want to say. That's all I want to say. So yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching as always. I appreciate you all. Love you all and keeping you all in my prayers. And wishing you the best. So that's it. Take care, guys. God bless. Much love. Take care.